So, good day everyone, especially to you, Sir J. Esquivel. So, welcome guys to another Criminology Knowledge. This is our report together with Ryan Joshua Lau, the Lesson 1 Policing of Selected Countries. So, our assigned country is Policing of South Africa. So, this report, we will talk about the history of South Africa policing and the functions and also the divisions. So the South Africa Police Service or SAPS or CAPS is the national police force of the Republic of South Africa. So South Africa is divided according to the provincial borders and provincial commissioners is appointed in each province. The 9 provincial commissioners report directly to the national commissioner. So let's go on the history. So the South Africa Police Service traces its origin to Dutch Watch, a paramilitary organization formed by shell settlers in the Cape Province in 1655 to protect civilians and to maintain law and order. In 1795, the British officials assumed control over the Dutch Watch. In 1825, established the Cape Constabulary, which became the Cape Town Police Force in 1840. In 1854, a police force was established in Durban, which would become the Durban Borough Police in 1935. In the Durban City Police or DCP of 1855 established the Frontier Armed the Mounted Police Force in Eastern Cape. They styled as the Cape Mounted Riflemen in 1878. The South Africa Police or SAP was created after the establishment of the Union of South Africa in 1913. 4 years later, the Mountain Riflemen's Association requisitioned its civilians to responsibilities to the SAP of most of its riflemen left to serve in the First World War. The SAP and the military maintained as a close relationship even after the SAP assumed prevent responsibility for domestic law and order in 1926. Police official often called on the army for support in case of emergencies. During the Second World War, one SAP brigade served with the Second Infantry Division of the South African Army in North America. So that the history of the policing of South Africa. So let's go on the policing function of South Africa. This is the function of the police or police service. So first is prevent, combat, and investigate crime. Second is maintain public order, protect, and ensure the inhabitants of the republic and their property uphold and enforce the law, create a safe and secure environment for all people in South Africa. Prevent anything that may threaten the safety of security of community. Uh, Investigate any crime that threaten the safety of security of any community and ensure criminal are brought to justice and participate in effort to address the causes of crime. So let's go. The last is the division of the South Africa Police Service. The Crime Combating and Investigation Division, it holds overall responsibility for coordinating crime and investigate procedures. It admires the Criminal Record Sentry, Commercial Crime Unit, Diamond and Gold Branch, Narcotics Bureau, Stock Theft Unit, the Inspectorate for Explosive Murder and Robbery units located in each major city and vehicle theft unit throughout the country in this division manage the National Bureau of Missing Persons. So next, the Visible Policing Division, it's manage highly public police operations such as grounding senior government officials and dignitaries. Most government residents are grounded by members of the division's Special Guard Unit. The division's all volunteer special task force handle hostage situation in order to high risk activities. So let's see. The Internal Stability Division, it's responsible for preventing and quelling unrest and for assisting other division in combating crime. So Division Internal Stability formed in 1992 in the run up to the 1994 South African election following the end of Upgrade Division Internal Stability were tasked with the important role of combating violence in the turbulent year leading up to and after the election. The unit consisted of 41 divisions and proved available to preventing potentially thousands of killing during major political violence. So the next, the Community Relation Division, it's consult with all police divisions concerning accountability and respect for human rights. So it's allowed the community, the police to work together in partnership to fight crime and adds a vital proactive element to the traditional reactive role of the police. So the last is the Supporting Service Division. It's manage financial, legal, and administrative matters. So that's all. So next is Ryan Joshua Lau.
Good day, my name is Ryan Joshua H. Lau, and this is continuous of the topic of community policing of South Africa, a research perspective. Community policing was then formalized in the 1993 interim constitution with the aim of democratizing and legitimizing the police. In 1997, there was a shift towards improving service delivery and tackling crime. Community policing in South Africa context allows the community and the police to work together in partnership to fight crime and adds a vital proactive element to the tradition reactive role of the police. In South Africa divides society and particularly in the poor township, both of these elements are lacking. These articles highlight how the South Africa context of a lack of understanding of the people, culture, language, and gestures may sometimes cause unnecessary conflict. An important consequence of the community policing is that it is perceived as soft policing. As such, there is a tendency for it to be neglect policy guidance and support of to policing in developing countries. 47, especially as a crime rise, despite the fact that one of it is long-term purpose. It is assist in controlling crime. This aim of crime controls merits further discussion, given that the typical conclusion of evaluator is that there is no evidence that community policing has helped to control crime. In South Africa, the evidence indicates no reduction in crime or increasing in failings or safety and security in community policing projects area. It is also clear that implementation of the policy to the establish and function of the CPFS has facilitate generally positive contact and engagement between the police and those they serve. This engagement has resulted in a improved and strengthened political legitimacy for the police, a key object of the policy. However, this experience, it is appear, is not random. Rather than experience of community policing appears to determine by identifiable and specific set of challenges faced by the police and the people they serve in particular localities. Furthermore, it is extent to which these challenges has been overcome that determine the impact of community policing in a particular locality. In communities in which level of conflict with the police were high, there has been, for obvious reason, more emphasis placed on the importance of overseeing the police and building relation. In other communities, emphasis with CPFS appears more focused on improving safety and security through assisting and collaborating with the police from the radical viewpoint. They were present as police media inspired moral panics, which both reflected police bias and underplayed the atypical age and gender distribution of some groups, the effect of social class, and the crime profile of the neighborhood in which ethnic minorities tends to live. At the same time, they were taken by others as clear evidence of a real difference in criminality between different ethnic groups. CPFS has helped to strengthen the legitimacy of the police. Yet, currently, policy seems unlikely to achieve its wider goals of improving service delivery and reducing crime. More positively, the experience of the past 5 years suggests actions that could be taken to make successful of community policy. A. Installing clear and willing leadership at the highest level. B. Developing a current, integrate, and actionable implementation strategy based on critical review of current policies and condition on the ground. Letter C. Recruiting a higher standards of police personnel and improving training throughout the force with a focus on accountable service delivery. D. Reviewing the organizational structures of the police so that it facilitates the delivery of the policing service responsive to local needs. Letter E. Strengthening the capacity of CPFS through improving funding and cooperation between police and communities. In response to this problem, the SAP management has adopted the following strategies for changes. A. Depoliticization of the police force. B. Increased community accountability. Letter C. More visible policing. D. Establishing improved and effective management practice. Letter E. Reform of the training system. F. Restructuring of the organization. This has outlined the origins of community policing in South Africa and the manners in which this influenced the latter's community policing policy. It has been argued that the key factors informing this policing were the political prerogative and ensuring democratic control or accountability, and through this, greater legitimacy of the police, however, initially focused on facilitating contact between the police and the predominantly antagonistic public. The goals of the policy were extended in 1997 to focus on enhancing service delivery and the reduction of crime. That great difficulty has been experienced in the pursuit of the great objectives may well be attributed to the lack of open and critical assessment of the prerequisites required for achieving these goals. Nevertheless, the analysis of manner in which community policing has developed thus by identifying the general and specific factors which either facilitate or inhibit implementation of the police policy provides cause for optimism that meaningful actions could be taken to enhance community policing in South Africa. And that's all. Thank you.